I recently read the book Divergent by Veronica Roth, and it is about a society in Chicago which is organized into five factions. Each faction places values on a specific virtue, which its workers to cultivate throughout their lives. There is abnegation, which means selflessness, a media which values peace, erudite which values knowledge, condor which values honesty, and dauntless which values bravery. Children are raised in their parents' faction, and once they turn 16, they have the option to either choose for themselves with whatever faction they would like, or stay in the one that they grew up in for the rest of their lives. So Beatrice, prior to being 16, was a member of Abnegation, and she and her brother Caleb, who is not quite a year her elder, he take the aptitude test that will tell them which faction they are most suitable for. The test consists of a simulation of a conversation with a vicious dog. Beatrice shows aptitude for three different factions: abnegation, self abnegation, condor, and dauntless. And this means that she is something called divergent. She is warned to never tell anyone of her results. It is dangerous to be divergent. After much contemplation over whether she should be abnegation or switch, Beatrice chooses to switch to dauntless, and Caleb moves to erudite. In Dauntless, Beatrice changes her name to Triss because she feels that it will allow her to start over and become someone else entirely. She made quick friends with two Condor transfers named Christina and Al, and an erudite transfer named Will, while three other Condor transfers, Peter, Drew, and Molly, becomes her enemies. Initially, into the courageous faction involves three stages, and there will be ranked one after each other. Only the top 10 initiates will become dauntless members, and the rest will fail out and become factionless, forced to live in the streets of the city in poverty. The first stage of initiation involves learning how to fight from their mysterious initiation instructor. Four and one of the cruel Dauntless leaders, Eric, because Triss is small. She isn't particularly adept fighting, but she manages to get by. So in this book, there is various themes. One of the themes is fear, which courage may be what the dauntless are known, but in reality, they're more focused on fear. For throughout Divergent, we see the characters questioning the nature of bravery and fear. And we also have self and class as a theme. So in the book Divergent, society is organized by faction, which I mentioned before, and just about everything in this society comes down to what the faction people belong to, which becomes their job. And there is also power. So in Divergent, power is all about making other people do what you want them to do. So there is straightforward power of Dauntless, who people beat other people up to become more powerful. And there another theme is friendship, which when you're living in Chicago after the apocalypse, it is useful to have friends who will support you, especially if you've abandoned your family. And there's also competition. So in the Dauntless theme, where they weren't very brave, so it will probably be a competition. They've got boxing matches, paintball, muffin shooting, and even captured the flag. And one other theme is called secrets. And secrets are those little things that you kept Tris from being really close to her friends and family. That protected Tris from her enemies, who would kill her if she knew her secrets. I would definitely recommend the book Divergent to others because the main character is very relatable. There's plenty of action, and there's no love triangle. The factions, which I explained, were basically like the society that other people lived in, and because there people love action, people love seeing you know stuff happening in the movies and books. So that's why I would recommend the book Divergent to others.